Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Evolving Consciousness. I'm your host Purushottam, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the water experiment. Now, you might be thinking that what is this water experiment all about? Now, this is an experiment which is very famous, and probably you have heard of it, and it's also documented in scientific journals. This is the experiment led by Japanese scientist Masaru Emoto. So Masaru Emoto had done several experiments, and his groundbreaking work is something which is being discussed heavily in intellectual circles. Today we are going to talk about his infamous water experiment, where he actually studied the microscopic crystals of water after it was crystallized. So what Mr. Masaru Emoto did was he created a controlled environment wherein he had sort of differentiated a sort of partitioned water into different compartments, and he had subjected that water to different conditions. Now he had done a certain process wherein a particular section of water, say he had about 10 water samples. Now each of those water samples was subjected to different human emotions. Now, one water sample was kept in a human being's hand, and the person was in a mode of prayer consciousness. And there were few people who were in the physical possession of that water sample, and they were feeling emotions of anger, hate, and disgust. And there were few who were feeling emotions of love, gratitude, abundance. Now it so happened that after these people sort of gave those emotions, felt those emotions while holding that water sample, Emoto observed that when he used magnetic resonance analysis and also a high fidelity microscope, saw the crystals of the water. He observed the crystals of water to be absolutely mesmerizing. The ones which had a positive emotion attached to them, those crystals were phenomenally beautiful. In the thumbnail of my video, you can see the crystals of different positive emotions, and it won't be difficult for you to understand that the emotions which are elevated, the emotions which bring a sense of rhythm and synchronicity in our consciousness, like those of love, gratitude, and abundance, the crystals are extremely beautiful. And the ones which show an emotion of anger, hate, and disgust, they are completely chaotic. The structure of the microscopic structure of those crystals, that water content, is completely chaotic. Now, what does this experiment of Masaru Emoto prove? Now, most of us sort of condemn or criticize the power of positive thinking. But this experiment showcases the dangers of negative thinking. We know for a fact that 70% of human body is of water. So just imagine, once we are consumed in negativity, or when we are thinking negative thoughts for a long period of time, how much of a disservice we are doing to our own health and well-being. Now, science has proven that negative emotions and 95% of today's health issues are psychosomatic in nature. And this water experiment is a startling example and probably one of the most evident manifestations of the power of emotions. Now, we need not need a better proof than this particular experiment. Our ancient seers and people of our ancient Rishi lineage, they always told the healing powers of water. And they gave tremendous importance to the right energy when you are consuming water, and the fact the right thought process is very instrumental, because let's understand, human beings are 70% water, and if we are not consciously engaging in the right thought process, we are bound to suffer. We are bound to be a host of a lot of psychosomatic and physiological maladies. So positive thinking is not a luxury, it's a necessity for an overall well-being of an individual. There used to be a time where positive thinking was considered to be a luxury, and we felt justified in thinking negative. We felt justified in thinking not good. Now, this is nowhere suggesting that we need to suppress our negative emotions and we are supposed to shy away from our present reality and sort of push all the negative things in our life under the carpet. That's not what I'm suggesting. All I'm humbly inviting you to consider is to acknowledge the power of positivity and also to acknowledge the danger of harboring negativity. The whole premise of spirituality rests on the foundation, on the power of positivity. And all the different schools of thought of spirituality, the ultimate aim is to build this thought process of not harboring positivity, but I would say completely eliminating negativity. Because let's understand from a spiritual standpoint, we don't have to create positivity. We just have to let go of negativity. It is said that we are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, meaning positivity is natural to us. Now, as difficult that might sound to you, because the human brain has evolved to sort of being conditioned to negativity bias. Now, sort of these two ideas which I just put, right, seem counterintuitive, right? They seem counter narrative. I mean, one point I'm saying that human beings have a natural negativity bias. The human brain has a natural tendency to look at the bad versus the good. And in the other second, I'm saying that we are naturally people who have a natural source of positivity, a natural harbor of peace. At first, you might think that I am talking contradictory. But let me humbly give you a little context. Human brain is conditioned to negativity, and there was a very powerful purpose why this happened. Because back in the Sivanas or in the early ages where evolution was not so prominent, we always needed a particular section of our brain called the amygdala or the limbic system, which always sort of helped us or sort of saved us from all the threats around us. But today we are all living in comfortable and sort of civilized societies, and we don't need an active amygdala to function. In fact, to the contrary, amygdala is creating a host of issues in us because we are so easily scared. We are so easily in the fight or flight mode. Either we become too angry or infuriated, or we become too scared. And it is said that anger and fear are the two most damaging emotions to human mind and health in general. And when I say that we are naturally positive, what do I mean by that? Now, when we were young, right, when we were growing up, positivity was not something we had to hear from the world and then implement. Positivity was natural to us. Have you ever seen a kid getting depressed? Rare, right? However, in today's days, kids are getting depressed. Now, that's a different ballgame. But normally, if you look at the larger bit of the population, kids are the most exuberant individuals. Reason being, they don't have a baggage. There was a reason why our ancients said that kids are closer to God. Reason being that they are very light. Their consciousness is absolutely blank. And it's not cluttered with a lot of conditioning and a lot of baggage from the past or anticipation of the future. A child is completely free from a lot of different mental conditioning. And that's the reason the kid naturally exuberates positivity. The reason why human beings are naturally attracted toward kid is because they naturally exuberate positivity. There is a fragrance of innocence in their conduct. Now, the good news is no matter what the age of your body is, you can still become a kid. Lord Krishna, if you look at Lord Krishna's life, right, he always was very playful. He was never serious. Now, it's very important to have that attitude. It is beautifully said that when you take yourself too seriously, life stops taking you seriously. Sure, it is very important to have a direction. Sure, it's very important to strive towards those material goals. But it's equally important to enjoy the journey. It's equally important to approach life with a playful attitude. Because let's understand, the CEO gets buried to the street sweeper. So at the end of the day, nothing is going to matter. No matter how many material accomplishments you have, the only thing which is going to matter is, did you impact lives, or did you bring a smile in someone else's life, or did you smile yourself? If the answer is yes, you have lived a good life. Now, the reason I brought about this water experiment is that our intellectual mind, right, it often tries to dissect these philosophies, and it says that probably these philosophies are just to feel good. They give a feel good factor. But it's not a feel good factor. Now we have scientifically palpable evidence. And the tragedy is that we need so much of evidences to sort of accept an idea. Now you don't even need to go through or know this water experiment. Just do something with yourself right now as you're watching this video. Recollect the most profound memory of your life, the most beautiful memory of your life. As you recollect that and sort of relive that moment, you will suddenly be filled with the emotion of bliss and happiness. And now think about something very not such a pleasant experience, right? Probably a catastrophic experience. Immediately you will feel a sense of unease. Now, as soon as you do that, there is a certain rush of chemicals and neurotransmitters released in your system, which can either be proactive for your health or they can sort of destroy your health. Now, this is not only about health, right? Even your productivity is going to be affected. The overall quality of your life is going to be deteriorated if you sort of harbor negativity. And the easiest way to let go of negativity. As simple as that might sound, but it's as simple as that. As the most important things in life, they are absolutely simple. But we human beings love to make things complicated. We enjoy the complications. But life is absolutely simple. It's all a question of your belief systems. It is beautifully said that positive emotions, when they have the power to create such palpable effects on objects on the outside, just think about the objects on the inside. Now, this water experiment which I talked about Masaru Emoto, this experiment is just one of the experiments. Now, Masaru Emoto also did another experiment called the rice experiment, where the central theme was of similar school of thought. Here he exposed the rice to different scale of emotions. There were positive emotions in one spectrum and negative emotion another spectrum. And they had positive and negative manifestations on the rice. Thus, it's very important. It's not only important, it's necessary, it's absolutely indispensable to let go of negativity and to harbor positivity. Now, people who are sort of conditioned to think negative, now this is not going to be easy, or this is not going to be an overnight thing for them. It's going to take time. But the easiest way to let go of negativity is to first become aware of it. It's beautifully said that darkness cannot kill darkness. Darkness can only be assassinated by the presence of light. And that light in human consciousness is awareness. Once you become aware of the kind of emotion you're feeling at the moment, you are automatically 50% away or apart from that negativity. Now, there's this beautiful phenomenon called the observer effect. It says that whatever you observe tends to change its properties. Now, in the psychological standpoint, how can we sort of take advantage of the observer effect? Whenever you catch yourself thinking something negative, immediately start observing those negativity without judging or labeling it. And visualize yourself. I think that you are sort of witnessing a movie of those negative memories, those memories which haven't been so pleasant, which are not so pleasant. Now, once you do that, you utilize the metacognition feature of the human brain to your advantage, and immediately you can see a sense of distinction between that memory and you. And you'll suddenly realize that you are not your thoughts, but you are the observer of your thoughts. Once this realization dawns upon you, immediately you are free from that negativity. And once you are free from that negativity, you can automatically start harboring positivity. But don't fight your negativity. We need to embrace negativity to release it. The more you fight your negativity, the more you fight your negative thoughts, the stronger they are going to become. Now, this is the very amusing aspect of human mind. People who start with meditation, they find it very difficult because they are approaching meditation with from a wrong standpoint. They think meditation is about going thoughtless, or it's about concentrating intensely. But true meditation is deep relaxation. True meditation is an absolute sense of awareness. Once we approach meditation from this standpoint and we stop resisting those negative thoughts releases. The more we fight them, the more they become more powerful. I hope my today's video was of value to you, and the purpose of making my today's video was to give you real, intriguing scientific studies which have been done on the power of positive emotions and on the catastrophic effect of negative emotions. You can research more about Masaru Emoto's water experiment. It's a world famous water experiment, and you can also draw inspiration to infuse positivity in your thoughts and let go of those negative toxic emotions. Thank you so much for your time on my today's video. If you really enjoyed the video, do share the video with a couple of your friends, and also if you are enjoying the genre of content I'm sharing on my video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I'll meet you in the next video. Bye.